Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Chua's lesson. Today we are going to be doing the part 3 of our 1-point perspective, and we will draw a picture using it. And as what you can see on the left side of your screen, the picture is the hallway of our school, MB Hubbard Elementary School, and on the other side is a drawing which I made, which I use 1-point perspective, and as you can observe, the real picture of our school can be drawn using a 1-point perspective. So let's start learning. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw houses and buildings using 1-point perspective. To start with, let's put our point in our paper, and then let's make a line that serves as our horizon. Horizon is a line where the sky meets the earth. So we have now our point of perspective and the horizon. And now the next step that we are going to do is just draw a 2D house. I think it's easy for us because we know already how to draw a 2D house. So you just gotta make a square and then a triangle on top of it. And there you go. We have our 2D house. And just like what you have learned last time in drawing a 3D shape using 1-point perspective, all you got to do is just connect all the edges of your shape to our point of perspective. There you go. And then we are going to make the second 2D house at the back of our first 2D house. Make sure the lines are parallel to the corresponding sides, just like that. And on this side, it should be parallel. And after that, we are going to erase the lines that should not be seen because it's at the back of our house. And as you can see now, we already have our 3D house. It's time to add details to our house, and let's start first with a door in the front of our house. There you go. And for the window, because it's in the side view, we still need to use the 1-point perspective and making it so that it will be a little bit realistic and parallel to the corresponding lines. And now let's make the second house at the back. So make sure you are still using those lines as your guide for your second house. Make sure it falls onto the line, the same line where the size of the first house that we did. So again, we are going to draw a 2D shape of a house. And basically what we are doing is that we're just drawing a 2D shape of a house, and then at the back it's another 2D shape of a house, and then erase the lines which are not supposed to be seen because it's at the back of our house. They are just our guide for our house. There you go. We have our second house, which looks like a smaller one because as we observe, when we are looking on something far away, as it goes far away, it gets a little bit smaller. Then you do again the details of your house. So we have now our 4 houses, and it goes smaller and smaller as it goes far away. Now it's time to add some bushes to the size of our house. And to do that, let us always remember to use our point of perspective. So let's just scribbles here to make our bushes. There we go. And let's make a line on top of our bush so that we will have a guideline for the second bush and onto the last bush of the last house. So to do the second bush, let us remember to use the guideline that we did for the first bush so that it will not get overlapping on top of that line, so it gets smaller and smaller to make it more realistic looking. Now let's draw the two sides of the road, and still we use the 1-point perspective. And let's try to add trees beside our houses. And one way to sketch the leaves of the trees is you just have to swirling motion. Use the swirling motion, just like that, to make your tree. And just like our bushes, we need to use the 1-point perspective so that the second and to the last tree, it will get smaller and smaller as it goes far away from our perspective. And we will use this line to make the size of the second tree proportional to our perspective. So what we are trying to do here is we are making the view of the trees get smaller and smaller as it goes far away from our perspective. So that's it. I think you already got the idea now how to make a picture using 1-point perspective. So basically, it's a perspective where when you look at something, it gets smaller and smaller as it goes away. So if you want to add some buildings and any other pictures on your picture, you can still use the 1-point perspective. Make sure everything is parallel to the corresponding sides of the lines. And I'll be continuing this video so that you can see the final output that I made using the 1-point perspective. I'm gonna add some details into it and something more to it to make it a good picture using the 1-point perspective. So I hope you have learned something and try to apply the things that you have learned for today in making your own picture, and have fun, guys.